beer tubers, Eric and Miles,
back again
with another beer review.
And we have O'so's Goldiclocks Revenge.
This is a very special beer that Miles got from his manager at a liquor store in River Falls. It is a Brandy barrel-aged Imperial Stout from O'so.
In French oak barrels.
Well, yeah, Brandy, but yeah.
Yeah.
This was bottled in February of 2012, and the last review I read on Beer Advocate, because I do like to look at the reviews, was a 1.5 out of 5.
Wow.
On
What did they
May
say?
19th. They said that there was a problem with the seal.
Looks fine to me.
It looks fine on our bottle, but they said it was incredibly oxidized, soy sauce, sweet, apple, kind of like Dark Lord.
That would be unfortunate.
Yeah, let's really hope not. Do you know anything about it other than it's Brandy barrel aged?
I think it was a very, very limited release. Just
768, I want to say. 768 bottles.
Yeah, less than 1,000.
Yeah.
Just a tiny, tiny amount. And
It's 10.8% alcohol by volume. I know nothing else about it. Let's get into it, man.
Yes.
There's just not much else to say. So I'm excited. Ooh, nice hiss. Seal's not broken there.
Yes.
Or at least doesn't appear to be.
And the pour.
Ooh. Much lighter than I expected. What about you?
Yeah.
For 10.8%, I mean, depending how long it's sat in a brandy barrel.
It's the color of a dark brandy. Very, very dark brandy, honestly.
Ooh. There's almost some infectious notes.
I don't think so. I think that's just the brandy barrel coming forward that you're not used to.
Well, look at it right there. It is pretty opaque in the glass for me. Fat finger lacing, maybe a half. Really nice for a barrel-aged Imperial Stout, clocking at almost 11. Alcohol legs do come through. They are very, I think DJ's BrewTube called it alcohol cobwebs. Or
That's
something like
put
that.
it.
I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get the nose on it. I got a ton of oak. Followed by some sort of spirit. I don't know if I necessarily peg brandy.
No, I would call it a faint wine with plum and raisin.
Port-esque.
Yeah, very light, very faint.
There is some sort of, I don't want to say acidity. It kind of reminds me of Peruvian morning right before it goes shitty.
If this was going to go shitty, it did long ago. This is
I mean, this is but I can't believe the head retention. Look at that. We've been smelling this for 35 seconds here. I do pick up on a lot of roasted malt. Faint hints of dark chocolate.
Some crystal.
There's an espresso roasty character there. Really, really deep in the nostril. But, yeah, overall, I think it smells really good.
Yeah,
I mean, for a year and a half old.
I guess I did expect more pungency.
Of the brandy?
Well, just of the beer overall. In the aroma. It's fairly light. It's all there, but it's just light.
All right, well, let's taste it. Cheers, man. Thanks for sharing this bottle. Well, I don't think the seal was compromised. No, I don't think the seal is compromised. It's not oxidized, like the reviews I was reading said. There's a lot of that, like, brandy oak.
Yeah.
It does fade away into a really nice stout.
I think it lacks some of the body that I expected to have with it.
Although, for 10.8% alcohol by volume, and we were talking about this on the way when I was getting you, is Central Waters, we were talking about how drinkable their stouts and stuff are, and their barrel-aged beers are.
Yep.
This has a similar drinkability.
It does. I think it comes with...
kind of reminds me of our homebrew.
It's stronger. It's a little bit lighter on the body, which makes it approachable. Boozy notes are just on the end. You feel it in your stomach more than you taste it.
I get so much, like, port brandy oak right at the front. And then it fades away to this, like, mocha, creamy, slightly roasty beer. But it falls so short.
Roasty. Yeah.
It falls so short after the barrel character to me. that I'm not sure.
Well, to be fair, they don't claim to be an Imperial Stout.
Mm. It's a 10.8% beer. It's an Imperial Stout. I don't know. It was a brewery one-off. They've never released it since. They've never
Made it before.
From talking to Mark the couple years at Central Waters, when we see Mark every time, I haven't even ever heard him speak of it. I think their sour program is what's really going to take off with Levi and those guys.
Yeah.
Rating-wise,
I don't know. They say they brew this with a lot of anger. Can you taste it?
mm-mm.
I guess I could see it.
For me, I guess what I'm going to say is that for a brewery and one-off, it's good. For $12 a bottle, it's great. Sitting in the cellar for almost a year and a half, it's even better. I can imagine how hot and boozy this was the moment you opened it fresh.
I can't even imagine.
For me, though, it's like I'll give it an 85. There aren't enough brandy barrel-aged beers out there, and the Hunaku that I've had, and the different brandy barrel-aged beers that we've had, I think are few and far between. I can count on one hand. This one does fall definitely on the tail end of that number, but it is something I think brewers should definitely seek out. A brandy barrel is worthy of aging in.
Absolutely, and here's why. Because you get a certain kinds of stouts, and they come out with those really, really dark flavors like prunes, dates, and figs. And all of those can be flavors very easily found in certain fortified wines and brandies.
Totally.
And so this is just like a bunch of roast followed by that brandy and then the
There are
barrel
dark
aging.
fruits in here.
Well, I mean,
They're faint.
my point is brandy barrel can belong with a stout just as easily as a bourbon barrel.
Sure, I agree, and that's kind of what I was playing
Yeah.
into. I gotta stick with my 85. What do you think?
I'm probably going to go a solid 90.
Okay, cool.
And, like,
I think they should brew it again
I do too.
and age it maybe in the barrel longer.
I don't necessarily know. I think it's really
Those
good how it
vanilla
is.
tones that come out of oak barrels and the toffee. Imagine toffee playing into the brandy sweetness. I don't know. It's just me.
Well, see, at that point, you're just trying to change the beer and not improve it.
True.
No, I would have to say if there was going to be a way I'd knock the beer, it would be in the body, but at the same time, the change in pace is quite nice and not necessarily needed for this. So I'm going to go with a solid 90.
Stick with my 85. Goldiclocks Revenge. I don't know where if you get one. Good luck. You could maybe hit up the ISO trade, ISO 4 trade forum and maybe land one. I don't know. But yeah, hey guys, O'so is a brewery to check out. They've got good sours. They've got some good all around everyday drinkers. But their sours, I think, is really what's going to take them to the next level. So
I can't wait.
thanks for checking us out for another beer review. Goldiclocks Revenge. We'll definitely see you in another one shortly. And always remember to respect beer. Cheers.